Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Lone Star Roundup. Please like and subscribe. Hit the like button and hit the bell to get the notifications. Extremely busy week of boxing in the Lone Star State to unpack. Let's start with the big PBC on Fox press conference that was announced last week. It was a terrible job by PBC, hosted by Chris Myers. I hope they get their boxing act together. Anyway, this event on Fox had all the biggest names in the Premier Boxing Championship end of things. It was pretty much a who's who of Texas boxing. The whole event was headlined by the formal announcement of Dallas, Texas native Earl Spence, who will take on Mikey Garcia March 16th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. He will take on Spence, who's the lightweight champion, who was recently fought in Texas in San Antonio against Sergey Lipinets back in March. There's been some critique of Spence, who is a massively big and strong, powerful welterweight, fighting Mikey Garcia, who's a lightweight, but both guys are top 10 pound-for-pound guys. Spence has fought as high as 140. He beat Adrian Broner. Broner has won straps at 135, 140, 147. People are going to say what they say, that maybe Spence is too small. Maybe Spence is too big for Mikey, and Mikey is too small. But, Mikey has some experience with bigger guys, so we'll see how it goes. On December 22nd, Houston brothers Jamel and Jamal Charlo will headline a card in Brooklyn's Barclays Center. Jamal will take on Willie Monroe of New York in a middleweight bout, and Jamel will defend his WBC junior middleweight title against Tony Harrison. Representing the Valley hard is Omar Figueroa, who previously held the WBC lightweight crown. He will return to the ring on February 16th in Los Angeles against John Molina Jr. That should be a really fun, entertaining, fan-friendly scrap. Figueroa was a lightweight champ who vacated that to move up in weight. He has wins over guys like Robert the Ghost Guerrero and many, many others. He was one of the best lightweights at the time, and now he's moving up. This fight, no weight has been contracted, but it will either be at 147, the welterweight limit, or somewhere between 140 and 147. Figueroa has been highly inactive since 2015, fighting just twice in 3 years. His last fight was against Robert the Ghost Guerrero out on Long Island, and he scored a third-round knockout in that fight. Also on that card will be Houston native Miguel Flores, and he will be a prohibitive underdog, but a live dog. He will get a shot at Leo Santa Cruz, who is a pound-for-pound elite on many people's top 10 pound-for-pound list. Miguel Flores has had some tough luck losses in his career, but he is a live underdog. No one's really giving him a shot to beat Santa Cruz. People are saying it's a stay busy fight for Santa Cruz, but Flores is a game challenger. That will be on the same card as Figueroa with John Molina Jr. So that's basically a Texas versus California card out in Los Angeles. Let's get into this weekend's action. On Friday, Dallas native Maurice Hooker hopped over to Red River to Oklahoma City at Chesapeake Energy Arena, the home of the OKC Thunder. He defended his title successfully against Oklahoma native Alex Saucedo. The two had a long history. They sparred together. And again, Hooker showing that Texas is superior to Oklahoma, just as the Longhorns did to the Sooners this year. Hooker stopped Saucedo in the 7th round in front of Saucedo's hometown fans. Hooker fought sensationally well. It was a lot of back and forth, all-action fight. Hooker was actually dropped in the 2nd round. He got up, and by the end of the 2nd round, he had Saucedo going backwards. He had him hurt and wobbled. And in the 3rd round on, Hooker took control of the fight. By the 4th round, he really got into his rhythm and took him out with a big right hand in the 7th that buckled him, and then he finished him off just seconds later. The end came at 136 of the 7th round. On the undercard, Corpus Christi native John Rincon made a successful pro debut in destroying his opponent, Emmanuel Williams. This was one of the funniest fights you'll ever see. If you haven't seen it, please feel free to search it out on YouTube. There are certain guys who shouldn't be in the ring, and both these fighters were making their pro debut, and you can see that there are levels to this. Rincon looked really composed, really nice combination. He sat patiently. He knew the knockout was coming. He probably knew it was coming in the first round, but he absolutely destroyed Emmanuel Williams. At the Doubletree in Ontario, California, West Texas mega prospect and superstar in the making, Michael Dutchover, scored a third-round KO of Ruben Tamayo in the main event. Dutchover is of Midland, Texas. He is known as the West Texas Warrior, and he is on the verge of real big things. A possible title shot at 130 or 135. That's the super featherweight or featherweight. He can fight at either weight class. But a possible title shot in as early as 2019 or maybe 2020. He just turned 21 on November 15th. His future is super bright. Real high ring IQ, good pop in both hands, long range, he's tall for the weight. Keep your eye, if you haven't heard of Michael Dutchover, keep your eye open on him. He is a fantastic looking prospect in that super featherweight and lightweight division. As for the only live card in Texas this past weekend, the Humble Civic Center in the Houston area, in Humble, Texas, played home to a night of upsets. Outside of the main event, where Alfonso Lopez of Cut and Shoot, Texas, I love that name, Cut and Shoot, Texas, scored a fifth-round TKO over Milton Nunez. And this was a big win for Lopez. Lopez is a veteran now. He also put this event together at Tigre Promotions. If he wanted to get himself back into serious contention, he needed to pick up a win here, and he did just that. Scored a fifth-round TKO. Looked really good. Outside of that, nothing else went according to plan. Armando Farusta, big-time prospect, lost a hotly controversial decision to an pretty much unknown journeyman named Jonathan Lacona Ramos. Also, Houston native Roberto Silva Jr. was knocked out in stunning fashion to another little-known journeyman from Schenectady, New York, named Eric Abraham. On that undercard, though, two things to really keep an eye on. Ivan Vasquez, also of Houston, Texas, an excellent-looking junior middleweight prospect, scored a second-round KO over Brandon Harris. You got to see this kid, Ivan Vasquez. He's out of Houston, born in Mexico originally, came to Houston years ago. Real nice-looking prospect. This fight was at a catch weight between 54 and 60. I think he'd be a 54-pounder. I don't know if he can get any lower than that. But he ran his record to 3-0 with 3 knockouts. Also, one other fight of note. Roger Ibarra, also of Houston, scored a first-round knockout over Jaron Jones. So Roger Ibarra makes his professional debut in excellent fashion, scoring a first-round knockout over Jaron Jones. But that is this week in Texas, giving you all the latest news and updates of the sweet science in the great Lone Star State. For the Lone Star Roundup, this is 3D Boxing, signing off, saying thank you, and God bless.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingvlog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.